I'm done. I'm throwing my hands up. That's it. It's over for me. I'm done. I'm out on Dak Prescott. You all watched the game. I watched the game. Did we watch the same game? Yeah. This one hurts. This one hurts as a Cowboys fan, particularly because if you're watching the game, you're not going to say the 49ers were clearly better. And you're not going to say, oh, that game was over. Like, if you look at the Giants-Eagles game, that game was over from the start. It was over before it even... You could see the clear difference between the two teams and the talent level. Yesterday, what you saw were two teams that were very evenly matched, that were almost mirror images of each other in a lot of ways. Both defenses played great, outstanding. The difference is one quarterback made the plays when he needed to and did what he had to do, and the other one failed. And surprisingly, to seemingly everyone else but me, Dak Prescott is the one who failed. I've said this for years. I don't think Dak Prescott is the guy that's going to get you there. Now, it's the NFL. He's a solid quarterback. But there's a difference between getting to a Super Bowl and being able to win and getting to a Super Bowl and being the guy who can win it. Dak Prescott, the ruling out on Dak Prescott is still force Dak Prescott to have to throw, and you got a great chance to win. Stop the run, control the run game, you win the game. No other elite quarterback, no other top quarterback would you say, force him to throw the ball and we're good. We like our chances. Make him one-dimensional. Even Tom Brady could be one-dimensional and throw the ball more than anyone else in the league by far and still be successful. Dak Prescott is not that guy. He's never been that guy. He wasn't that guy coming out of high school. He wasn't that guy coming out of college. And he's not that guy now in his 7th year in the NFL. He's not. And the problem is, and the reason why this hurts is because there is no change coming. There is no change coming. This is what they are. This is the situation they've got themselves into. Do you understand that Dak Prescott next year is going to count $44 million against the cap? That's right. 20% of the projected salary cap next year is going to be occupied by your quarterback. And the reason why this loss hurts so much to me personally is because the one thing the Cowboys need to improve in order to increase their chances of winning a championship, they won't do, they can't do, because what that improvement is they need to improve at quarterback. And they can't. Now I understand Dak Prescott has 2 years left on his contract, so you're like, yo, let's just ride it out and then go from there. But the problem is, as long as Dak Prescott is the guy you're leaning on, you're going to get what you got yesterday. For me, the problem was Dak Prescott has always been overvalued. Tony Romo had a damn near MVP season in 2014 when they went far and would have went to the championship game if not for a terrible referee call on the Dez catch. You know it. Look it up. You remember. It was a catch. Come on. But they called it not a catch, and that was the difference in that game. Okay, fine. He comes back in 2015, plays 4 games, gets injured, and you say, all right, man, we got to do something at quarterback. Because it was a rough year in 2015 because they lost their starter in Tony Romo and their backup wasn't capable, and they went through a bunch of different guys, and it was a mess. So they went out and they drafted Dak Prescott, who is a guy who is solid. Dak Prescott was a great option as a backup quarterback. The problem is the team was built. The team was built for Tony Romo. Why? Because for years, Tony Romo had no offensive line, had no running game, and they had to rely on Tony Romo way too much, and the team wasn't able to be successful when they were completely that one-dimensional. They had limitations. So what they did was they went out and they drafted Zeke to pair with Romo to give him a running game. Because in 2014, one of the best years they've had in a long time, they had DeMarco Murray running for 1,800 yards. And they realized, oh, wow, if we get a running back that can run, guess what? You could use play action more often. And Tony Romo had an amazing season. 115 QB rating. Like, amazing. When you didn't need him to do everything from start to finish, when you had a running game, when you were a multi-dimensional offense, look what happened. Magic. So that's what you did. You built up the offensive line for Romo. You built the receiving group for Romo. You built up the running back for Romo. And then Romo gets hurt. And I get it. Dak Prescott has to come in. But that 2016 Cowboys team was stacked. They were stacked. Perfectly situated. Reminds me a lot of Brock Purdy. Brock Purdy's in a similar situation where the team was built. He walks into it as a rookie. You don't have to do too much, young kid. Just make a couple plays here or there. Don't turn the ball over and we'll be good. And that's what Dak Prescott did. And because of that, they forced Romo out of the building. And they said, we're going to ride with this guy because he's cheaper. And look what he did. 11 straight wins. Oh my God. And everyone bought into the hype and ignored the fact that Ezekiel Elliott also had an amazing season in his rookie year. And then going forward was always the catalyst for that offense. And now they don't have that option anymore. That's what you get. And when you're paying somebody $40 million a year, we need production. We need it. And now they have $5.9 million left in cap space. They got a bunch of free agents coming up on their own roster, as well as they need to make additions, obviously, to get to a Super Bowl. And there's no route in sight to do so because you got no money. You got it all tied up in this quarterback. And they were hesitant to pay him what he wanted from the start. Why? Because they knew. Jerry Jones knew, like, he's good, but how many times are we going to watch Dak Prescott after a game say, oh, that's on me, that loss on me is unacceptable, I'll get better, I promise to respond in the right way. Like, I don't care, bro. It's over. It's over. I'm done as a fan. Like, I'm done. That's not the guy. I don't need to see anymore. And it's not just yesterday. It's not just yesterday. It's every single time you expect the Cowboys to come out and perform, there's something missing. And yesterday was the clearest example of Dak Prescott was the weak link in that game. Now look, Nick Eatman writes for the Cowboys. Love Nick Eatman. Wonderful writer. He wrote a whole article last night detailing how the difference in that game was the Cowboys didn't have enough weapons. He didn't want to put it on Dak. And I'm going to look at you and I'm going to say this. Dak Prescott was the worst player in that game yesterday. He was. Because everyone else did exactly what you wanted them to do. The Cowboys defense played just as well as you wanted them to. Oh, man, what a great game by them. All of those guys. The offensive line held up just as well as you would expect them to. The running game was just as productive. The 49ers are a great defense. I wasn't asking Dak Prescott to go out there and look like he did against Tampa. But the fact that against Tampa, everyone made it seem like, wow, look how amazing he was. That wasn't the best game you've ever seen from a quarterback. It wasn't like he did something in that game that was so unbelievable. Like, how could this happen? How can anyone be that good? It was still a surprise to you that Dak Prescott can perform well like that in a playoff game. Is that not enough? What more do you need to see before you'll say, you know what? If him having a good game is a surprise, then maybe we just need to acknowledge the fact that he's not the guy. He's not. I see too many quarterbacks on too many teams who are capable of saying, hey, we could win because we got that guy. You're not winning because you have Dak Prescott. You're not. The defense has to play outstanding. The running game has to be outstanding. And then you got a shot. If the defense is just okay and the running game is non-existent and you need Dak to be the reason you win, he ain't going to get it done. He has never gotten it done. We have 6 years as a starter of seeing it. Anytime you need him to be the catalyst, to be the reason you win, it's over. The defense played outstanding in Tampa. They played outstanding. Gave them nothing. Gave them nothing in Tampa. And so Dak Prescott didn't have to do a whole lot. Now, to his credit, he got a lot done. But Tampa's a mess. Tampa posed no threat offensively to push that game, to put Dak in a situation where he had to make the plays. He came back in this game, said he wanted the rematch because San Francisco took him out last year. Yeah, got the rematch. Terrible. Now, obviously, this is the day after, the morning after, just hours later. I'm obviously still very upset from what I saw, and not just as a fan because they lost. Because I'm not mad at the fact that they lost. I'm mad that they lost because they had to rely on their quarterback and he couldn't get the job done. And both of those interceptions, let's be honest, both of those interceptions were terrible throws. The guys weren't open. The guys were not open. That was a predetermined, I'm going to throw it here, not seeing the field, not like, you can't do that. You can't do that. No. So if I'm the Cowboys, I'm looking to make a move. I don't know who's going to take them. I don't know what I'm going to get in return. But I'm in my brain as a Cowboys front office, I'm off Dak Prescott. I'm going to try to improve the team around him as much as I can and see what's in the draft, see what's coming up down the line, see what's in the league, if anybody's making a move. Look, Derek Carr is out there available. I'm just saying, I think Derek Carr wins that game yesterday. I do. I think a lot of quarterbacks win that game yesterday. I just think Dak Prescott's not one of them.